And the adventure begins. Mike and Diane at Cloudland Canyon State Park. It's going to be a fun few days. Okay, here we are at our cabin. That's not our cabin. I'm standing on the porch of our cabin. But as you can see, it's nicely isolated. We have the charcoal grill and fire pit. We have a nice little screened-in porch with rocking chairs. Then we have a well-equipped kitchen with a full-size refrigerator, dishwasher, stove, microwave, coffee maker, and the living room with a TV and a wood-burning fireplace. And then there's 2 bedrooms with 2 beds in each bedroom, 1 bathroom. So this is going to be a very nice place to hang out for the next 3 nights. So excited to be here. Woohoo! Well, here we are at one of the trails on the West Rim, and this is an Overlook area. As you can see, there's a town down there. Now, I don't know if that's Trenton or not. We drove through Trenton getting here, but I don't know what town that is. But it's just a really beautiful view in the valley. Oh my. And then, as we go around, look at those mountains over there. Just so beautiful through the trees. And of course, this time of year, you can definitely see through the trees because there are no leaves except on the evergreens. Anyway, this is like 70 degrees in February after last week having snow and ice and power outage, and oh, this is just heavenly. This is the visitor center at Cloudland Canyon. Nice little sitting area there. And a little information about the hemlocks. The entrance looks to me like they're closed.
Yep.
I guess we'll have to come back tomorrow. We did check in already, but we were going to come back and do a little shopping. I guess that'll be for tomorrow. Here we are on the east rim of Cloudland Canyon. This is at the main Overlook, but it's between Overlook 1 and Overlook 2. But you can see canyon walls over there through the trees, and beautiful mountains over there. And this is a picnic area. Of course, it's late in the afternoon, so there aren't a lot of people here right on a Wednesday night, Wednesday evening. But there's a nice group picnic shelter down there. And there's a fireplace over there. I don't know, let's see if you can see that fireplace chimney. And it's just so peaceful, so nice and just beautiful. We're going to go down, we're going to walk down to see if we can see the second overlook. So we are at the main overlook number 2 now. And it's hard for me to see, so I'm sure it's even more difficult on the camera. But there is a waterfall down there. I'm sure you can hear it. Let's see if I can find it with my... There it is, there it is, there it is. Very cool. And then as we go around, most of the canyon area is shaded now, but there's an area that's still in the sun. And then there's the mountains over there. My goodness, this is just so beautiful. I keep saying that, but it's true. Here's just another little view from the Overlook area. Check this out. Check those rocks out. So they go way, way, way down there. Way, way down there. Okay, first night's supper while we're camping. I made a pot of chili yesterday, and Mike had chili for supper last night, and then we brought the rest of it to have while we're here. I just fried up a couple of smoked sausages, got a little mustard on there. I'm going to put some chili on top of that, and then some shredded cheese. And we're just going to have a wonderful camping supper. Actually, it's a wonderful supper, period, but you know. Hear the birds. That's all you hear out back here. We don't have any neighbors yet. I expect that'll change later today or tomorrow. But right now, we're the only ones back here. So I'm enjoying a nice cup of coffee out on the porch before we head out for the day. We had a nice big breakfast, sausage, eggs, and biscuits. And just looking forward to walking through the woods, finding a trail or two, and enjoying this beautiful state park. Ooh, look at that big tree over there. That's cool. Check this out. Look, there's a tree, very tall tree. And then there's a root, maybe. Call that a root coming out. And across. And then you get down here to the end of the root and another tree going way up again. That is just so wild. I love it. So now we're at the main overlook, and as you can see across the cavern down there is a beautiful waterfall. I expect probably next week, after we get about 5 days of rain, if we get what's forecasted, but those waterfalls are going to be even more beautiful than they are today. And there is a trail that goes down to the waterfalls, but we're going to enjoy them from up here. Right, honey?
Yes.
Yes. But let me just do a little panoramic view of where we are. This building behind us is the Interpretive Center, but it's closed today. I think they do a lot of things for children there. And coming back around, you can see the canyon walls again. And then there's those beautiful mountains with the sun shining on them, and it's like 70 degrees right now. And there's Mike taking pictures of the waterfall. One more little shot of the waterfalls, and then let me see if I can get even closer. A little closer. Oh yes, 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 yes. Oh, so nice. All right, here's another shot of the waterfall. Pretty much just straight on. Look at that, how it comes. Starts small stream way up there. Isn't that just amazing? Like I say, I can just imagine how much more beautiful it's going to be next week after the rain we're supposed to be getting. So, the West Rim Loop Trail runs behind our cottage. And so I'm on that trail now, except I'm off the trail a little bit because I wanted to get close enough to see those canyon walls, and I can hear water, but it's too dangerous for me to go any further down trying to see the water. I'm just gonna have to hear it from this point. But anyway, this is the view. The sun is starting to set, so it's time for me to go back to the cabin and start getting ready to grill some hamburgers for supper. Here's another view of the trail that I'm on now, the West Rim Loop Trail. And as you can see, it's nice and flat and a nice sandy trail. Of course, you gotta look down so you don't trip on a root, but that wouldn't be fun. But it's really a nice trail. And there's one of the cabins through the trees. That's the one beside us. So I just thought this trail was so pretty. I wanted to get a little clip of it also. Okay, it's time for supper. Got this good old State Park charcoal grill going here. There's some burgers and smoked sausage. And Mike's working on firewood and getting a fire going over here in the fire ring. And I just kind of got everything laid out for us to eat, kind of haphazardly, trying to keep all out. I didn't bring a tablecloth, but I had a garbage bag. So, covers the table. That's what we need. So you just improvise when you need to, right? So the sun has set, I believe. And we got some clouds coming in because it's supposed to rain tomorrow and for the next several days. Oh, what on earth happened? Yeah. My wine fell off the table. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, I think I need to see to the burgers now. Burgers and sausages are off the grill, and they look like they're really, really going to be good. The fire's going pretty well over there. So before it gets dark, we're going to sit down here and make ourselves burgers and dogs and chips. And the only thing that I don't have for my burger is an onion. I didn't have an onion at home. I did have a tomato. So tomato and pickles, but I sure would like an onion. Oh well, next time. Hey y'all, do you see what we see up there in the sky? That big round ball. Let me see if I can get a clear shot of this without running into anything here. Let me get between these. Oh, that's pretty good right there. Pretty good right there. Okay, so you know what you have to do when there's a full moon, right?
Give me an on 3 or something.
Okay. If you don't know, I'll explain. 1, 2, 3.
Oh! Okay. The park rangers are now on their way to this area.
You know what? we actually have neighbors tonight across the street and over to the side.
They'll be packing up in the morning.
Anyway, that's what you do when you got a full moon, right? Yay! Coffee on the porch this morning is a little different than yesterday. It's raining. It's, I think, probably about 40 degrees, so I'm sitting here in a jacket. But it's still a very nice, peaceful place to be. And I'm about to make breakfast for us, and then we will probably just stay in the cabin most of today and just read and play on the computer, just normal stuff. And if the rain slacks up later, we will get out and do something while we can on our last day. But it's still a beautiful place. It's still a beautiful day. And it is February after all. When we sat down to eat breakfast a few minutes ago and looking out here through the trees, you could see just that whole bank of white back behind the trees, which I assume is fog or mist, going down into the canyon over on the other side of that tree line. And then as we were eating breakfast, it was really interesting. We watched ground fog come through those trees and come all the way up to the cabin and then over to the side, and then it just kind of disappeared into the distance. We still have some over on this side, though. It's also moving on. It was closer to the house. It's just interesting to watch that as it just kind of moves along and does its own thing, so to speak. But it's just not nearly as dense here as it was just a few minutes ago. So it's just fun to sit and watch what's happening with the weather, the rain, the cool air. It's about 25 to 30 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. So, I'm not out here in my sleeves today. I have a jacket on. Anyway, it's just interesting to look out there and see that wall of white through the trees where the mist and fog is over the canyon. So Mike has decided he wants to cut up the rest of that little tree he picked up down in the woods. And don't know if it's going to quit raining today or not, so he decided he would just put on a poncho and work in the rain. The cold rain, I might add. But I'm sure he'll expend enough energy there that he'll be pretty warm regardless of the temperature. Well, it's Friday late afternoon, and this has been pretty much a cabin day because of the rain and the cooler temps. We did make a trip to Walmart in Lafayette. That was about probably an hour and a half that we took to do that. But we've had a very pleasant day inside today. I've had time to do some Bible study and just rest and enjoy each other's company. We're going to have an early supper tonight. I'm going to heat up the chili again. I made chili Tuesday before we left. We had chili for supper Wednesday night. We're going to have it again tonight. But this is a great time for chili because of the rain and the cooler temps. I'm going to have to stir this pot over here. As you can see, I turned it on kind of high to get it started. Now I'm going to turn it down to about medium. I wanted to get it started quickly. So, oh, let me see if I can just bring the camera over here and show it to you. There's the pot of chili. It's still got a ways to go, but it's going to be good. So this is our last night. Tomorrow morning we'll be packing up, getting ready to leave. Probably still going to be raining again tomorrow, but there's one other thing I would like to do if the weather permits. We have not made it yet to the Catfish Pond and the Meadow trail. So we may be able to do that or may not. We'll just have to see what tomorrow brings. But for now, I'm going to finish heating this chili and we're going to have supper. And then we'll probably look for some old TV shows. We have satellite TV here, and so far we've watched things like In the Heat of the Night and TJ Hooker and Perry Mason. So hopefully we can find something cool and old to watch on TV. Well, this is the last morning to have coffee on the porch, and the temperature is much better. It's already 62 this morning at about 9 o'clock. It appears that pretty much all of these cottages around us are now occupied for the weekend. I hope they have better weather as the day goes on. As far as there's still a big chance of rain off and on, and it's totally overcast, as you can see. No sun peeping through. But there's one more trail I wanted to go on before we leave. It's just going to depend. I'm going to drive over there, and if it's too muddy, then we will not go on it, because I really don't want to get my shoes all muddy and then my car all muddy. But it's the trail that goes to the Catfish Pond and to the meadow. So I do want to check it out just in case it is walkable without getting messed up. Anyway, this is a beautiful view. There's not a lot of fog like there was yesterday. You can see through those trees the cavern walls rather than that white foggy mist that was there yesterday. So this has been a very, very nice, relaxing trip for us. And it usually is in a state park. I really love going to state parks and staying in the cabins. So we'll see what happens when we get all packed up and drive over to that other trail after a while. This may be the end of our adventure, or we may have one more little segment. We'll see. Well, we had an interesting experience just now.
Yes.
We did drive over to the Catfish Pond and Meadowlands trail, and we had to go through a grassy area to get to the trail. And so we got there, and it looked to me like it was going to be fine. You know, the ground was tamped down firm. It's not like it was really muddy, and there was sand. And so we got started on our way down the trail, and then we got a call from a man at the visitor center, and he asked if we'd checked out, and I said yes, we did. And he said, well, the housekeeper's there and you left some stuff. I was like, what kind of stuff? And he said, well, she said there's some food and there's some keys and something else. I don't remember what else he said. But I'm thinking, I know we emptied everything out of that place before we left. I said, well, we're still in the park, so we'll just go back over there and see what we left. He said, well, the housekeeper's there waiting for you. And I thought, as I'm driving back over, of course, you know, we had to leave our trail, of course. So driving back over to the cottage, I'm thinking she must be at a different cottage. She's got to be confused about the number, because I know we were in cottage 14 and I know we got everything. Well, we get back over there and she's sitting in front of our cottage in the car. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, we must have left stuff. So we go in, and there's not a thing in there that's not supposed to be there. It was a good opportunity for me to use the restroom, because I was really needing to use the restroom. So that worked out okay. At any rate, she comes up there and said, did you get your stuff? And I said, there's no stuff to get. So anyway, she was confused. She had the wrong number. It wasn't our number. So anyway, she was very, very apologetic and kind of upset and hoping she wouldn't get in trouble and all this kind of stuff. And obviously it was not meant for us to go down to that catfish pond on this trip. We'll just have to come back another time and try that trail. But we do want to come back. This is a beautiful park. So that's the end of this adventure for Mike and Diane. We've just got about 2 hours going home and start getting everything unpacked.
We have to go get the dog.
We do have to stop by Bark Avenue to pick up Jill. This is true. And she's going to be very, very happy to be picked up. I'm sure. Over and out.